Let me show you why Wispr Flow is the best AI voice dictation tool for coding. Please make the following changes. 1. Make the main container in layout.tsx a bit wider. 2. Increase the font size on the notfound.tsx page. And 3. Increase the timeout in the handle copy function in the promo code copy button.tsx file. And you just saw the magic happen. Not only did Wispr Flow apply appropriate formatting, it also removed all the arms and mistakes. It spelled the function name handle copy correctly, just like here in our code. And it even tagged the correct files so that the AI can work with them. Now let's compare this to Cursor's inbuilt voice dictation. Please make the following changes. 1. Make the main container in layout.tsx a bit wider. 2. Increase the font size on the notfound.tsx page. And 3. Increase the timeout in the handle copy function in the promo code copy button.tsx file. The output is not nearly as good. No formatting, no punctuation, and no file tagging. You would expect the inbuilt voice dictation to be better, but it's not even close to Wispr Flow's output. In this video, we will set up Wispr Flow together, and then I will give you my usage tips that make you more productive and waste less time. So if you want to code twice as fast, but be less exhausted at the end of the day, keep watching. My name is Florian Walter and this is the AI Tool Corner, where I review the latest AI software to find out which ones can actually improve our lives and businesses. I will put the link to Wispr Flow into the video description below. It's available for Mac, Windows and even mobile, and they have a generous free tier, so you can use this without paying anything. Go ahead, download it and follow the installation instructions. The app looks like this. Before we can start, we need to set up some shortcuts here in the settings. Shortcuts. You can dictate via push to talk or in hands-free mode. Push to talk means you hold down this keyboard combination, speak, and then you release it when you are done. Hands-free mode means you press it once, dictate, and press it again to finish your dictation. You can set this to whatever keyboard combination you want. Then we also need to configure our microphone here in the settings. Microphone. And I just use this cheap $20 Bluetooth headset, which is enough. You don't need an expensive mic for this to work. And we should also configure the languages that we want to use. You probably want to code in English, but if you also speak other languages, you can add them here, or set it to auto-detect if you speak a lot of different languages. I set this to English and German, which are the only languages I use. Then here under vibe coding, we should make sure that both these options are activated, variable recognition and file tagging, which currently works in Cursor and Windsurf. Normal dictation also works in any other app, but file tagging currently does not work in Cloud Code or VS Code, but they might add these in the future. And then under data and privacy, we should activate context awareness. This gives Wispr Flow some information about the open window, for example your coding IDE, which it then uses for more correct spelling. If you work in a very privacy sensitive field like in health, you might want to deactivate this, but ideally you want to keep this on. And then we can press our keyboard shortcut and we can just dictate in whatever field our cursor is currently in, like this agent chat. Now another benefit over Cursor's inbuilt voice dictation, besides higher accuracy, is that Wispr Flow will also work here in these quick edits. We can just dictate right in here. And even in the terminal down here, we can give Cursor instructions for what terminal commands to create via voice dictation. Wispr Flow works anywhere you can put your cursor. Hey Lovable, build some shitty vibe-coded trash app for me please, would you? There we go. Now here are some usage tips I figured out over the weeks of using it for coding. 1. Because dictating is so much more comfortable than typing, you can provide more context to the AI and be really thorough. For example, go into the sidebar, no sorry I mean tool detail sidebar.tsx file. Typing this would have been a nightmare. And because it's so much faster than typing, it also allows me to stay in flow because I can get my thoughts out of my head more quickly and then focus on the next thing. Number 2, if you are referencing a file like the tool details sidebar here, it's better when you open it beforehand because Wispr Flow can see whatever files are currently open and then it can read the file name or the function names from here. This makes the dictation more correct. Wispr Flow also caches the last couple of files you opened. When you don't need to work on a file anymore, it's best to close it to not blow up the context window of the AI too much. Now sometimes Wispr Flow doesn't tag files automatically for some reason, it might just type it as regular text. In this case, don't remove the text, just put a cursor right before, type an add, and then press enter to tag the file. This is still very fast. Also, Wispr Flow sometimes has a problem when there is a punctuation symbol right behind a file name. Then it might not tag it correctly. Let me give you an example. Please change the font in layout.tsx. This time it worked, but sometimes the output is like this. And when there is a period or some other punctuation directly behind the file name, we actually can't tag it anymore. But this is an issue with cursor. This has nothing to do with Wispr Flow. Because there's a period here, the file name is not correct anymore. And we have to remove it to actually tag the file. One way I avoid this problem is to not put a punctuation symbol behind a file name by adding a suffix. For example, please change the font in the layout.tsx file. Now, because I added file behind it, the period is after the word file and we have our file tagged correctly. This is a little trick I often use to avoid this tagging problem. Another problem is that often in a JavaScript project we have several files with the same name. For example, here in React we have multiple page.tsx files. And now if I tell cursor to open the page.tsx file and just mess my shit up, it tags a page.tsx file, but this might not be the correct one. So you always have to double check these files if they have the same name as another file. There is no way around this right now. A super useful tool of Wispr Flow are snippets. Here we can store different text snippets, which are activated via a phrase. And I often use this for terminal commands that I don't want to remember. For example, here I can just say start app suite, and it automatically inserts the correct command. We also have a history of our past dictations if you need to copy them again. And there's even a shortcut to copy the last transcript. In my case, that's Alt-Shift-C. So I can go here, Alt-Shift-C, and paste it again. And if Wispr Flow spells something wrong all the time, you can add it to the dictionary. Wispr Flow even goes ahead and automatically adds words when you correct them. Those are all the ones that have the sparkle emoji behind them. I didn't add them manually, Wispr Flow added them automatically. And that's why Wispr Flow is the best AI voice dictation app for coding of all the ones I've tried. I will put a link to Wispr Flow into the video description below. They have a free tier, so you can use this without paying anything. And if you want to see other cool use cases and all the features the Pro version has to offer, check out my full Wispr Flow review video here in the end card. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and then I hope I see you in the next video. Take care.